Okie dokie, lights, camera, dirt life, let's go. So today I want to talk about leads. Today's a marketing video, and to grow a lawn care business, you need a lot of leads. You need to get a lot of people requesting services from you or inquiring about a quote for you to have an opportunity to close them and book them as a customer. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the different stages of a business, and within each stage, what seems to be the most reliable source of leads. I don't know if this is the best way, but this is a journey that we went through in our journey of building our lawn care company to what it is today. For those of you that don't know us, my name is James. I'm one of the founders of Yard Dogs Lawn Care. We've been running this lawn care business for the past 11 years. We have 4 locations and we service 7,000 residential customers total between the 4 of them. In the past year, we opened up the three branches, Edmonton, Red Deer, and Saskatoon. Before that, for the past 10 years, we were in Calgary. So most of those clients are in one of our locations, but we are growing this business and we make these videos, 1, because we have a lot of fun doing it, and 2, it is part of our growth plan. We make these videos to kind of reach out to people that we wouldn't normally be able to talk to, and eventually hoping that they can actually apply to open up a Yard Dogs branch themselves down the road, if it ever made sense for them. But in the meantime, let's jump right into things. So the first stage that we're going to be focusing on is between $0 and $200,000 per year in annual revenue. For lawn care, when I say revenue, I usually means production, because the truth is we're a seasonal business, depending on where you are, of course, but we're in the great white north of Canada, so we actually only do lawn care pretty much from May 1st until about October 15th. So those 5.5 months are the only opportunity that we have to make revenue for the entire season. Now, just because I do sales in the preseason, that's not revenue. That's called unearned revenue. It's money's mine because the customer's prepaid for it, but if I didn't do the work, I'd have to get the money back. So it's once I do the work, once I do production, we count it as revenue. So the first 200,000, guys, this is the grind. This is where we're just getting started, and this is where we're really trying to figure out what our market fit is, what our niche is going to be. Because when Yard Dogs started 11 years ago, we did everything under the sun. We did aerations, that was the first service we did, but then people started asking, do we do power raking? Do we do mowing? Do we do window washing, landscaping, toilet scrubbing, you name it? We would do it. If someone was offering to pay us money, we would make that happen. And to start off, honestly, not a bad strategy. You have nothing better to do with your time. You have no other money to pump into marketing for your ideal service. So the truth is, if someone's offering you money to do something at the very beginning and you don't necessarily fit in your, I'd say what you planned you'd be doing, I think it's worthwhile to accept some of those jobs, at least at the start, to get the ball rolling. Because 1, you don't know what you're good at yet. 2, you're not really good at anything yet. And 3, you don't really know what people are truly desiring, what the true ask of the market is. So by entertaining these services, you can start to see, okay, people seem to want this type of service, or people are willing to pay this amount for that service, or gosh, there's no competition in this space, or geez Louise, this is like a profitable service. I'm going to ditch this and go to that. So it's worthwhile to do an abundance of services to see which one is the right one for you. Now, a huge caveat here is that eventually you have to pick a niche. You cannot stay in that forever, because if you do, you will be a jack of all trades to everyone and be not a king of a service to anyone in particular. So a very good saying that I've heard in the past is, you can make money at anything, but you cannot make money at everything. You eventually have to decide, the Latin word for whatever it is, but it means cut off, essentially, is what they say. So you have to decide, cut off the services and go all in. A really good book that I've read in the past that helps you is called The Pumpkin Plan by Mike McAllowicz. Jonathan, Florida Turf Pros, a long time ago, recommended that book, and that was what originally got us going into our niche. For us, that's fertilizer, weed control services, so making grass green, healthy, and weed-free. Now, what I'm going to go through for these leads, this is applicable to you still if you do mowing services, landscaping, etc. But again, at the end of the day, this was our journey. Make sure that this makes sense for you before you jump right into things. So between $0 and $200,000, we are going to focus on doing things as affordably as possibly, and using the fact that we have a lot of time and we don't have a lot of money. So we're really going to capitalize on the fact that, hey, we got some willing bodies able to do this, aka the founder, don't have a lot of cash in the bank to pump into marketing, so I'm going to bootstrap this as much as I can. So the number 1 source of leads for you should be door to door. Yes, I know you might be hoping I wouldn't say that, but it's true. You need to learn how to knock on doors and start to book people, because one, it is free if you're the one doing it. It just costs a lot of your time. Two, you get very, very feedback on whether you suck or not. You know, if good at the door, you'll start to see that right away. But if you bad or you botch one part of your sales pitch, people will start to shut the doors on you and you will not book. So it is so good to actually get some feedback on yourself as a business owner doing door to door. And you know what? You will book people. You knock on 100 doors. Ideally, you should really be doing, if you're starting out, guys, you should be doing 200 doors a night. Every single day. You should be starting at whatever you can, probably 2 or 3 p.m., going until it's not feasible to do it anymore, probably 8 p.m. or whenever it kind of gets started. One thing I've noticed about door to door, it doesn't really matter what time you end at, but you should end when it starts getting dark, because if it's in the summer in Canada, like it can be bright here until like 11 p.m. in the summer. I won't suggest you knock on the door at 11 p.m., but that means you can keep knocking, 9:30, and people still answer the door. When you're knocking in March though, and it gets dark around 7:30 p.m., people stop answering that door once it gets dark. I don't know why, it's just some weird psychology thing, but at the end of the day, knock when people are able to open the door for you. So don't be doing it during the middle of the day when nobody's home. Just plan to do it on the evenings of the weekdays and all on the weekend. Now, this isn't a door-to-door, we're gonna move on here. You should also start to get a ton of flyers, because when people don't answer the door or they say no to you or not yet, you should be able to give them something. Do not go super fancy with these flyers, guys. I'll put a link in the description for the 4 key components to making a great flyer, but you should just have them something that's very simple, it's very straightforward, it shows what you do, who you are, and a call to action, a very clear way to reach out to you with a promotional offer that means that they will do it ASAP and not wait until the end of summer to actually reach out to you. So a bit of a finite deadline, maybe it ends on a certain day, or maybe there's a certain available amount of spots, so that's combining both urgency and scarcity together. But at the end of the day, make sure that flyer is clear, concise, and you have one for everyone, because people will eventually start to ask you what you do for a living, and you need to have some sort of print, old-fashioned business card, flyer, or something to give that to people. So you should be doing a lot of door-to-door. You should be sending out a lot of flyers. I wouldn't pay a mailing company to send these flyers out right yet. We don't know. That costs a lot of money, and we don't necessarily need to do that right now. You can ideally build a client base in a certain amount of streets. So you want to be having the golden streets, what Barrett Ursek would call it. These means as many clients as possible in as few areas as possible. Route density will be one of the highest drivers of profit in the lawn care business, so you want to make sure these clients are together. Another thing that you should do, you should literally email and text every single person you know, pretty much every single person your family knows, to let them know that you are now in business and this is what you're going to be up to. So when I started 11 years ago, I was 19 years old, and what did I do? I went to mommy and daddy and said, guys, I need you to send an email to all your friends and your family in your email list to let them know that Yard Dogs Lawn Care is open for business, that we are doing our spring cleanups, that we are doing our power raking, etc. And that's what they did. And that's how we got our first probably 45 customers, them doing a big blast for us. Now, if you don't live at your parents' house, I don't know if I'd recommend reaching out to your mother to do this for you, but essentially, you have a database. You have a list of people that you've emailed and received email in the past. You have a contact filled with contacts at the end of the day. You should let every single one of them know that you're in business. Alex Hormozy, $100 Million Leads, which is a great book, by the way, recommends you do 100 reach outs per day, especially when you're starting out there. It does not have to be a hard sell, very soft. Hey, Samantha, this is James from high school. Hope you're doing super well. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I've started up my own lawn care business. These are the services that we do. I would really appreciate that if you ever needed these services, you'd reach out to us, or if you know anyone that's looking for those kind of things, pass over my name. I'd love to give them a free quote. You do that 100 times a day, guys, you will get customers, especially if you're doing it at the right time. Obviously, a couple months before the season starts is ideal. Right before the season starts is the hottest time to book those people and the very peak of the season. But do those reach outs, guys. Knock on the doors, give out the flyers, and do those reach outs. And beyond that, get your basic Google listing going. Make sure you have a profile. Make sure you have a basic website so that people can actually find you. And then from there, lo and behold, you'll start booking people left, right, and center. But must answer the phone. I don't care if you're in the field. I don't care if you aren't a guy that likes to talk on the phone. You are founding your own business. You need to learn how to answer the phone and talk on the phone, and don't miss your calls. These are people, when someone's calling you because they saw your marketing, they are literally usually there with a credit card ready to go. Answer those phone calls. When they submit a form, call them. If there's one thing I talk about in the majority of our videos here, it's speed to lead. if somebody submits a form, you should be trying your best to call them within 30 seconds because life is busy. People go on and on. They submit the form, their baby starts crying, their boss calls them, etc. You need to call them when they are hot and ready. Go in for the kill while there is still time because they get busy, they lose interest so fast. Amazon, one-click delivery, then they move on, it shows up at the door the next day. You are in a hyper-competitive time where people's attention span is so short, they submit a form, you reach them right away. Okay, so now we're at $200,000 in sales. Congratulations, we got a little bit of some momentum going. Now, still far away from becoming a big business, but we have some stuff to work with here too. We probably have a little bit of money to allocate towards marketing now. So what we did, honestly, between 200,000 and I would say about $1.8 million is that we really just went all in on Google. So we focused on SEO and Google Ads in particular. So one, we made sure we had a dynamite website, a very good website that really focused on a clear call to action. So CTAs everywhere, you know, start to get notebook. Now, person on the website, what you want them to do and make it damn clear. And put that one call to action everywhere for them to submit a form, for them to call you, etc., or both. But you got to get people to the website. So that's what we focus on here at Yard Dogs. We want to get as many people as possible to the website. So we spent a lot of money on Google AdWords and we spent a lot of money on SEO, which means making our website pop up to #1 when people put in basic keyword terms. Lawn care Calgary, weed control Calgary, lawn aerations near me per se too. Now this is not an SEO video by any means. I don't know much about SEO. I do recommend that is one source of marketing that you totally just hire out. Find a local SEO guy in your market that can help you get to #1. How do you find them? See who has the best SEO in your market. Write down local SEO or Calgary SEO services, like your city name, SEO services, and skip the ads and go to the #1 guy that has the best SEO. He's probably the best guy in your market for doing it, so you should choose him. And then guys, Google AdWords were key for us. I mean, we ever did $5,000 in sales because we had historically only ever done like $200 to $100 a day sales. The first day we did $5,000 in sales was the first day we ever turned on Google Ads. We know what we were doing. We kind of read one of those big textbooks about Google AdWords that you can just look Google Ads on Amazon. There's lots of books. Go read them. Go do the courses there too. But we did it and we spent, I think it was $1,200 in ads that day and did 5,000 sales, and we were pumped. This has never happened before. We didn't have an office yet. We were doing this. We literally walked into a local hockey arena and just walked into one of the random empty conference rooms and set up a whiteboard, set up our goal, and started answering the phone, and people actually started calling us. So we were super pumped to see that happening there too. So having a very strong SEO presence, a dynamite website, and then some very good Google Ads is how you'll probably get to that $1.5, even maybe $2 million. $2 million onwards, still doing those things. We're still doing Google Ads. We are still doing SEO. We aren't door knocking anymore. We aren't sending out flyers much at all. But there are 2 more things that we've really adopted that have been working very well for us. The third thing will be Meta ads. So Meta is a combination of Facebook and Instagram ads. You do some creatives, you do it through pictures, you do it through videos and reels and such. And then Meta, through their algorithm, will put them into people's, based on their location, their Instagram feed, their stories, their Facebook stories, their feed, etc. It'll choose where it goes essentially there too. Now this was awesome for us. This really helped us go from the pretty much the millions to about the 3.5 million by leveraging Facebook ads, Google Ads, and SEO. And the fourth thing that I really got to touch on here is just building a very strong brand. So this means having very solid lawn signs on people's properties, having a truck that stands out, doing something to make your vehicle and your decals really make a strong impression, having phenomenal Google reviews. Like in our first year with 4 locations, 3 of those locations have over 3,000 reviews. 1,000 reviews each location with a 4.9 or above. That is so important for having a strong reputation and be able to be a cost leader. Like we are, I think, the most expensive company in our market, what we do, but we have the experience to back that up. We have the reputation to back that up too. So building the brand, guys, that we put dogs in our trucks so that people look at these trucks and say, wow, okay, Yard Dogs. And they start to the name. Now this one, you can't force. It does take time. It takes years to build a strong brand, but there are things that you can do right away to make sure that you're actually starting to put the motion into wheel. So having a very clear uniform that you and your guys wear every single day. Having a very specific way that you talk to your customers, because the way your customer feels about you essentially is your brand. Having decals in all of your trucks, having very solid lawn signs, having a website with very specific colors that will be your theme and your colors going forward for your business. Over time, not overnight, but after a certain period of time, I don't know exactly when it is, people will start to associate a very specific service with your company if you're doing it right. So my goal is that when people see dandelions on the lawn or their lawn's not looking very good, they start to think, oh, yard dogs, those are those guys that actually make the lawns look green, healthy, and weed-free. Yeah, I'm going to go submit a website, or I'm going to go give them a call. That is the goal. And that takes time, and that takes doing the right thing for a very long time by people's standards to actually build that reputation over time. So what does that mean? It means doing work properly when you book it. Like do great point in marketing trying to grow your business if you're only going to have a shitty retention, if you're only going to be losing these customers left, right, and center. So doing high quality work, honest communication, frequent communication, and leaving customers saying, wow, these guys that I hired for my lawn, they are awesome. And over time, they will tell their friends. And over time, they will continue to book with you. Sometimes they take a year off for whatever reason, financial reasons. People move, people change their jobs, etc. But they usually come back. If somebody's leaving you as a customer, sure, try to keep them, fight. They need to leave on good terms. One of our number one lead sources are just previous customers coming back to us from the past, and who knows why they took a break. We ask them, and if they tell you the truth or not, I don't totally know, but at the end of the day, if you left on very good terms, they'll come back to you and they'll not badmouth you in the process. So those are my ways, those were our lead sources, guys, that work super well for us. As you can tell, this is not a secret bullet. This is just doing things very consistently for the past 11 years. So if you're just starting out there, you should be knocking on doors and you should be handing out flyers. Guys, print these flyers at home. I went to the library with my $5 allowance per month and just printed like these black and white papers, flyers from the library until I could afford to buy some decent ones from Vistaprint. Like, do what you got to do to get the ball rolling here, but knock on doors and send out flyers and answer the phone and call those leads back when they submit it there on your website. Then you should really learn how to rock Google Ads, really learn how to rank well on SEO and start to build your Google presence there too. Eventually, this is probably all going to be ChatGPT stuff. So build a ChatGPT presence. That will be an AI conversation for another AI time. And then really learn how to do meta ads. Really learn how to build a brand so that when people see a problem on their lawn, the first company they even think to call is you. They're not shopping around looking at your competitors and looking at you. But if they do submit a form, remember, they probably submit a form on a couple of your competitors' websites as well. So speed to lead will be the number one way that you book these customers. Hey guys, hope you had a great lawn care season. I know that right now we are in early September of 2025. I want to keep making these videos there too. If you wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for staying around until the very end of the video. And until next time, let's go.